Good evening, everybody. How's it going? Welcome on in. Rev, thank you so much for the subscription. I really appreciate it. Subscriptions are never needed, but muchly appreciated, and will help me grow the channel and do more fun stuff like giveaways and whatnot. So, I appreciate it very much. Hope everybody's having a good evening tonight. Feel free to go ahead and say hi in chat if you're just stopping in, or drop an emoji of your choice. If you're Rev, who has subscribed, he does have access to the ultra rare and wonderful double dog emoji, so congratulations to him. Hope everybody's having a great day, and you've had a good week so far. I had a relatively chill day. You know, work was work, but at least it wasn't 100 degrees outside. It was a reasonable temperature, even though we had some weird smog that I don't understand. But it was a good day. So, tonight we are going to run some delivery missions in Star Citizen. They're not the crazy. Yeah, exactly. Those are. Here you go. Rev's using the emojis. He's got it all figured out. Double dogs for everyone. We're gonna run some delivery missions tonight. They are not the wildest, most intense, and exciting thing in Star Citizen, but I am determined to pretty much cover every possible career in game. Kind of go over what all the different potential things you can do reasonably in this game to make money, and delivery missions are one of them. And I actually recommend delivery missions for new players. They're a good way to just kind of get acclimated to the game and get used to things, like see how the basics work. You know, you fly around in your ship, and if you pick the right missions, they're pretty much always non-violent. So you can just focus on figuring out the controls, how to interact with stuff, without, you know, being worried about getting clapped. Super whatever, howdy, how's your day going so far? Thanks for coming by. We are about to run some delivery missions in the mighty Drake Cutter. Look at this glorious beast. It is one of my favorite ships because it's just kind of goofy. But it's actually, for a new player or for a starting ship, it's actually a really good ship if you're not heavily combat focused. Like, if you just need a runabout, it is, yeah, it's just like a thick blob of ship. But yeah, if you just kind of need a runabout to get around to do your missions, whether those be delivery missions or bunker missions or taking you somewhere where you can rent a different ship to do something specialized, like rent a prospector or a Cutlass Black or a small cargo ship, the Cutter will get you there. With plenty of range to spare and decent enough agility for landing and doing things, without having enough agility, like, you know, something like the Gladius, where you're highly likely to accidentally murder yourself, just with the crazy speeds. Fun fact about the Cutter, it is all but confirmed. Oh, no sound alerts for... There should have been an alert when you subscribed, unless my alerts are broke, but it might not have played because you were...
Thank you.
I was on an ad break. Oh, I need... Yeah, I do. I should get some sound alerts. I set up a few things in the channel points. You know, like you can give the dog a treat and hydrate, and I'll pitch the ship that I'm currently flying. And, like, timing people out. Just basic stuff. But I want to get sound alerts figured out. Alright. We are we are doing delivery missions. So, you come in here to the contracts manager. Generally, you have to do a certification, but these certifications actually do pay. So what we're going to avoid are these ones that say retrieval op, because they say, you know, outlaws putting up a fight. Like, we're not trying to go fight people, and it really doesn't pay enough money to make it worth it. If you want to go fight people on the ground, bunker missions are the way to go. Like, just do those. So we're going to take this one, because the destination and the pickup location are both on Walla. Yes, scooter should be a sound alert. Some of the Star Citizen noises, including, like, the missile alert, would be awesome, because then you can watch me, or like the target lock, because then you can watch me panic a little bit when I hear it. And that's always amusing. But no, I was saying it's pretty much confirmed without being confirmed that there will be at least one cutter variant coming out at CitizenCon, which is kind of interesting. I think it was like the cutter Scout, and some of the leaked stuff that I saw was that it would have half as much cargo capacity. So it would be 2 SCU instead of 4. But one of those cargo would be hidden. November? I think? I'd have to double check. Con 2023. October. It is in October. So yeah, that's why we've got this news drought in Star Citizen. They're being real cagey about their updates. Like, they're not talking about any cool stuff. I mean, they've done, like, updates about the audio engine and little stuff here and there, but we're not... They're holding back the meat and potatoes so that they can... Which kind of makes some sense, so that they can justify having a 2-day conference for a game that's in development. For one game. I mean, technically 2 games, but, like, 1 game. But it actually, I mean, the event should be cool. They're going to live stream the whole thing on Twitch for free, which is neat. They're not going to try to, you know, hey, pay $20 to watch this event. It's just free. And they're going to have some, like, PvP tournament type stuff going on during it. So it should be cool. I'm looking forward to it. Right, like, why not just stream it all? But I guess if people want to fly to LA to go to a convention, and that brings them joy, then who am I to tell them that that's silly? You know? I guess it's their money, it's their time. You'd have to pay me a lot of money to go to LA voluntarily. I have been there one time. And, like, you know, not to insult anyone who likes LA or is from LA, but it wasn't for me. Ooh, look at that. We got a hammerhead landed here. So, we grabbed the package delivery mission. This is just one package to pick up and then drop off somewhere else. We are not going to land on the landing pad because we don't need repairs. So we are going to land at a spot that makes it convenient to pick up the package and put it away. And we can see from the little mission icon that it's in that building. So you're just gonna drop down here. Pop out. Now you can park closer to the door. With the cutter, it's small enough that you can pretty much put your ramp, like, on the door. Helmet check. Okay. I don't like to do that because if something goes wrong and your ship blows up, or, you know, you get logged out, you could end up blocking the doorway for other players. That is not where those wheels are supposed to be. There was an unfortunate... Ooh, and there's a body. Ooh. Somebody had a bad time four-wheeling. But yeah, basically I just try to park so I'm close, but I'm just slightly out of the way. And while you're here, especially if you're new, Star Citizen, and you're looking for some gear, there are often crates that you can loot in this building, and if you want to, you can loot the entire outpost as well. Am I dropping frames? That would be unfortunate because I just adjusted a ton of settings. Not just, like, a while back. Let me... make me upsetty spaghetti. I missed 0.7% of frames. So I'm gonna leave that window up and keep an eye on it. It looks like I was dropping some, but it doesn't seem like it's dropping them now. You guys see any quality issues still? So you go in here. You got a little icon showing you which box to pick up. Grab the box. So that's vexatious. See if it clears up once I leave the planet, because that will point to, yep, there's the FPS drop. Doesn't like planets. I might lower the quality at some point. A little bit. Yep, same thing as before. Clearly my 6900 XT and like however many cores processor is just not enough for Star Citizen. Alright, so then, yeah, you have to throw the box in your ship. It does kind of prohibit you in that way from flying like a Gladius or something that doesn't have an interior to do these missions. But the Mustang Alpha still can because it's got like a storage trunk in the back that you can put stuff on. Or put stuff in. You can like drop the trunk out and then put stuff into it and take things out. Alright, so then we're gonna fly up until we get over 2,000 meters, because that's where we can quantum if we're on a moon. And it's a little confusing because I've got two mission markers right now. One of them is the box that's in the back of the ship, and the other one is where I'm supposed to take the box. But we are gonna head that way. And the other thing for these, you really don't need to upgrade your ship at all, especially if you're just, you know, all the deliveries are like within one system, or one planet in the moons. So you don't need to go crazy on the quantum drive, you don't need a ton of range. Pretty much just the stock starter ship will do just fine. I did upgrade this cutter just a little bit. Because I can, and because I love the cutter. But it's not necessary. I threw a slightly faster quantum drive on it, and I upgraded the guns. Which, like, if I have to shoot anything with the guns, or another ship, while I'm doing these missions, that's a problem. I'm probably doing something wrong. Headlight action going. They don't do much. They're not as good as the Cutlass. Ooh. Somebody parked really badly here. Is that a Carrack or a C2? It's like... Oh no, that's a 600. 600i. That's funny because that is one of the ships that was in the free fly, because it got to the, like, 8-ship round of the ship showdown. So some new player brought it out here and was like, look at this cool ship I can fly, and crashed it into the outpost, probably. Just Star Citizen things. Alright. Pop that ramp open. Yeah, I love it when you see free fly ships crashed in weird ways. Because, like, I'm not making fun of new players. It's like, yeah, I was there once too. Like, and I'm still there sometimes. I crashed my Cutlass into the side of a station just the other day. Because I alt-tabbed out to go do something else, and I thought, I've got plenty of time, it'll be okay, and I forgot that I had cruise control on. And I went smash. Alright, so to drop these off, it's a little confusing. Go up to this delivery vending machine looking thing. Let it drop off, and you can interact with the box and put it somewhere, but you want to interact with the vending machine and select place. And then you give it a minute to realize that you've given it a wonderful present. You get this little thumbs up. Have a good day. But yeah, oh, here's a chest that we can loot. Really don't rob these blind entirely anymore, just because you end up with a bunch of crap. Like, these boots don't really do anything for you, the flares aren't really actually useful, and I've kind of just only drink cruise because it keeps my inventory under control. Am I going to do any Grim Hex deliveries? I could do Grim Hex deliveries. I get lost when I go to Grim Hex, and I'd have to look at a map of the station again, because it's ridiculous. These red chests, if you ever find those, they all have armor. The white chests have, like, clothing, multi-tools. Wow, this one's really full. No, I found, several cruises. Oh, yeah, it is. I should do like a how-to with all of the delivery spots. I am gonna take this meal in a pouch just because those amuse me. So I hoard them. Yeah, they're still a good place to get them for free, for sure. Alright. I'll open the contract, and... Okay, so we seem to have... Or no, that was a certification. So we just unlocked a bunch more delivery missions. Now there is a little catch here, that some of the missions will show up a location as being a derelict outpost. You want to avoid those. Unless you want to get into a firefight with somebody. Really. Trying to find one where everything is going to the same place. Alright, these are at least both coming from Walla and going to Lyra. So that kind of makes sense. Do that. So, Arc Court mining area, 61 and 56. Yeah, I mean, if you just occasionally check the stations, or outposts, if you have a reason to go to outposts, you will pretty much just keep yourself supplied with all the cruise you can drink. Not that it's expensive anymore. You also find a lot of neat... Oh, there's a package in there. That's why I took that mission. I totally planned that ahead. What was I saying? Cruise. Oh, yeah. I mean, they give out, there's so many cool, like, cosmetic items that you can wear in town, but because they do nothing in-game, they're kind of pointless. And I wish they weren't. I've been playing some Starfield, and Starfield does let you, like, you can select a little toggle that lets you automatically take your armor off and, like, switch to your, you know, planet side clothes when you're on a planet where the atmosphere is acceptable, and I would love it if Star Citizen did that. Because then I could, you know, like, wear my cool hat and my coveralls or whatnot. And not just be walking around in a spacesuit all the time. Yeah, it would be amazing, and it's like, it's not that hard, I would assume. It's probably not that hard to do. Like, if you're in one of the 4 major cities or a station. But I say that, there might be stuff with, like, switching weapons back and forth. I don't know. Starfield deals with that by just kind of hand-waving it away, and, like, if you want to access stuff that's in your suit, you know, while you're wearing your port clothing, it just lets you. Hey, Caffeine, how's it going? If anybody's just stopping in, we are doing some delivery missions in Star Citizen. They're not the most exciting, but they're kind of chill, and I wanted to show them off. They're a great way for new players to just get introduced to flying around, using the map, you know, figuring out how to get to places without crashing and burning. Why are you tired, Caffeine? You had a 3-day weekend. You had a big chunky weekend. And of course, like, everything we're picking up everywhere is in the dark, because why wouldn't it be? Yeah, the Corsair. It came down to I have enjoyed Ship Showdown this year for the most part. Like, my bracket was completely busted on day 1, and then just continued to be busted because I had some predictions, and you know, meetings at 7 a.m. That's gross. But it came down to the Drake Vulture versus the Drake Corsair. Technically, it ends tomorrow, but it's looking like the Corsair's got it in the bag. Which is cool. Like, the Corsair deserves it as much as anybody does, just because it is well made. I mean, it's a fun ship, it's got a cool purpose in game, it's multi-role enough to be interesting, and it just feels cool. Melkor, welcome in. And Pinnacle, how's it going? Melkor, thank you very much for the Prime subscription. I greatly appreciate it. The subscriptions definitely help support the channel, and hopefully do more giveaways and cool stuff in the future. Also, Pinnacle, thanks for stopping by. We are doing some delivery missions in Star Citizen tonight. They're nothing fancy, but it can be a relaxing gameplay loop to enjoy. And it's also one that I just wanted to cover on a Wednesday. It's a good one to do for newer players. We're just kind of figuring out how to navigate the game. Because it gets you to fly your ship around, pick stuff up, drop it off. But there's not a huge need to do combat. Also, Melkor, thank you very much for the gifted sub to Caffeine Fiend. I appreciate it. And Melkor, now that you've subbed, and I think Caffeine too, you guys do get that sweet sweet Founders Badge. And that stays with you. As one of the first people to get a sub, so I think I've got like 6 or 7 left. No, he's you're blocked because you've been gift subbed So you gotta wait until next month. I appreciate the charitable trolling vibe, Melkor. That's solid. Well, there will be opportunity for Prime subs next month for sure. Those are just as real as any other sub, and I appreciate them. It's a cool little perk that Amazon does. Well, might as well use it, given how terrible the like business model of Twitch often is, and how greedy Amazon is. Like, why not take $5 from Jeff? Oh, Pinnacle. So I helped Pinnacle run some risky salvage missions the other evening, and he made a bunch of money, and apparently the money's all gone now. That sucks. Mid-cargo mission. So were you doing risky salvage, Pinnacle, or were you trying to like buy cargo and then go sell it somewhere? No, the host does not get to choose. It goes either to a random person, or you can select and like give it to a specific person. Yeah, I mean, if you were able to make enough money to buy a Retaliator, like you can't be too mad about that. Because the Retaliator's sweet, and I know you said you've got a friend who plays, and so you can like take turns running that top turret, or flying the torpedo boat, or you could do missions. You could take the Retaliator out and then take somebody with a light fighter to kill the little ships. That's tough breaks, but unfortunately that's Star Citizen. But it has gotten significantly more stable than when 3.18 initially dropped. That's when we first got the persistence, where, like, you drop stuff on the ground, and if you come back the next day, it would still be there. But the servers have not universally loved persistence. I have not done the 150k salvage mission. If it's the one I'm thinking of, that's the, like, potentially PvP, because I think multiple people, I could be totally wrong, but I think multiple people can be given that mission. But when you do the mission, there's like multiple bigger ships, so it has the potential to be lucrative, but it can also be spicy. I don't know, we should do it on a Saturday when we get a crew together, and maybe have some people fly escort. Is the battle cleanup? Yeah. I don't remember if NPCs show up at the battle cleanup one or not, if it's PvPvE or if it's just potentially PvP. Well, I don't know that those ones have, like, good cargo, like the risky salvage. I think you might want to have somebody have a vulture for that particular mission. Or, honestly, for that many ships, you'd want, like, a vulture and a cargo ship to take the composite, or a reclaimer, because I think it's a lot of cargo. I don't know. The good thing about the vulture, though, if you wanted to dink with that next patch, is it will become buyable in-game. And it's cheap, too. I think it's less than... package 467 728. It's less than 2 million credits. Alright. I grab the correct package, because we don't want to be a subpar space FedEx delivery driver. Yeah, I don't think... I mean, I think for the battle cleanup one, you'd want either the vulture or the reclaimer. But it's big enough that the reclaimer would probably be better. Then you need 3 people to reasonably crew the reclaimer. And I don't know, you could or you don't have to bring an escort. I don't know how many people really look to that mission for PvP. Oh yeah, you do get a free salvage ship for at least another day. Because I know it was in the like group of 8 ships that got a week of free fly. And then if the Corsair wins, which the Corsair is going to win, unless something weird happens last time I checked, you'll get the Corsair for like a whole month, I think, to free fly. Which is awesome. Super fun ship. Yeah. Yeah, I agree, Caffeine, like, I don't think they do. I mean, I certainly wouldn't say in chat, like, hey, I'm gonna go do this, this salvage mission, nobody better come bother us because we're peaceful salvagers. I think if you just quietly went and did it, you'd probably be fine. Although if you had enough people to bring escorts, it would be kind of funny to... Hey, we're gonna go do this salvage mission, nobody bother us. We're all new to the game and we don't know what we're doing, and then bring like 5 people with gladiuses. Step on them when they show up. Yeah, exactly. Yep, frames dropping when I look at outposts. I will probably switch some video settings around after the stream. Go down in resolution just a little bit. Dink with some settings. Yeah, it's a lot of ships in the mission. You could probably get a reclaimer pretty close to full. Somebody on Reddit, because of course someone on Reddit did it, has a I think they made like a spreadsheet of how much cargo, or how much salvage, how much RMC, the recycled material composite, you can scrape off of different ships. Kind of interesting. Is this the same? This is not the same crashed 600i that we saw earlier. This is a second crashed 600i that it looks like somebody grabbed on the free flight and did an oopsie. Probably the same. No, the Terrapin is just probably abandoned, and the Connie. They were all free flight ships. Where's the door? There's the door. Or new players. Just can't handle the 600. Well, I don't think you can in most of the outposts, because they have the hard armistice zone, which sucks, and I know they're planning on eventually removing that, because like, that should be enforced another way rather than, hey, when you go here, your guns just don't work, including, I think, salvaging. I mean, at the very least, it would be neat if they released the Argo SRV, which is going to be like the tow truck spaceship, and let us haul them away to go salvage elsewhere. That would be some cool gameplay. No, this one isn't. This one's a mildly sketchy drop-off point, so you could salvage these. Could just come in with a vulture and take everything. Although it would still be cooler if they released the Argo SRV, because it would be neat to have somebody, you know, you could kind of do it as like a team activity. You could have somebody driving the tow truck around and like hauling everything to a deserted location in space, and then have like a reclaimer or something like that. Macflex Core Dark Green. I'm just curious what they sell here. We do have... Okay. Just... I mean, high inventory, but nothing here is that high. The astatine okay. Not great. Those aren't drugs. Those were all minerals. This is just like a less armistice-y place to buy minerals. It's cool. But I only have 4 SCU of cargo. So I pretty much have to... Ooh, Stairs just tried to kill me there. Oh. Somebody else's cutter. Is that parked there when I got here? Don't remember. But I'm safe. Inside the mighty cutter. But you can, I was messing around with it last night or the night before, and I think you can fit 7 or 8 SCU pretty easily in the cutter without like shoving crates into the shower toilet area. Oh, let's grab another mission before we go too far. Alright, so these are all pick up on Lyria, and then only one of them drop off on... Right, that is the eternal Star Citizen question. Like, are you friendly, or are you here to kill me? And unfortunately, with the way that gunplay works in this game, if they're there to kill you, if they shoot you first, they win. Often. On foot. Which I do enjoy that the FPS combat doesn't just have players being the characters being giant bullet sponges, but at the same time, especially for PvP, it makes it kind of hard because by the time you've ascertained, like, I don't think these people are friendly, you're bleeding out. That happened to me in a bunker the other day. There were 2 dudes in the bunker who were just... I think they were just killing NPCs to collect armor. And... like, they saw me, and I had my gun out, but I didn't point it at them. And by the time they started shooting, it was too late. I was thoroughly wrecked. Oh, we got 2 packages here. Convenient. Grab both of these. We'll try to do this efficiently. Get some tractor beam action going. Now the tractor beam, you kind of want to be careful on the delivery missions, because if the game has like a little fart and clips something through the geometry of the walls or whatnot, you will lose stuff. Door. Alright, my tractor beam is being difficult. We'll just do this. Might be having a little bit of desync. That is one nice thing about the delivery missions. They're Like, if you set up a scale of activities in Star Citizen that are resistant to server desync, delivery missions are near the top. Yeah, agreed. Like, caffeine, it's risky. Sometimes it's better to just be the one who shoots first. I would hope that over time, as they refine the criminal system, that will change, at least in Stanton, you know, in like places that are supposed to be higher or medium security. And then in places like Pyro, which we're gonna get someday, it's gonna happen. It's more of a, hey, this is a free-for-all. Like, if you see someone and they're not your crew, you should probably just ventilate them. I have some faith that that will eventually come into play. 2 boxes. Let's go see where the third one is. Let's see, other fun Star Citizen news. Fury LX was confirmed and sounds like it's either coming out like soon TM or maybe with CitizenCon. Drop-off package, pickup package. And it looks like a fun ship. Yeah, a crime database like they have in Eve would be super cool. Where, like, you could join an organization or subscribe to a database and have it, you know, sort players as, like, blue, green. So you can kind of tell at a quick look, like, they're in my organization, they're in an allied organization, they're, you know, neither. Or they're like, hey, this person is a known bad guy by someone. Be suspicious of them. And it would be cool if they did that in-game, because maybe they could make it so that if you wanted to, like, reform yourself, you could lower that over time, even. You know, make it a little bit less manual than Eve's was, where it was, like, just kind of assigned by the Corp. Instead, make it in-game functionality. Maybe someday. But no, the Fury looks... The new Fury does look cool. It's like a very dedicated mining ship. Or not mining, racing. They had rocks in front of me, so mining got on the brain for some reason. But it's just gonna be a dedicated racing snub fighter. Here. And I mean, the Furies are already fast, so I'm curious what a even faster Fury will be like. Or maybe it won't be like much better top speed, it might just be super maneuverable. Because I think the in-game lore is that it's got like extra engines compared to the standard Furies. I don't think it has any guns though, which kind of bums me out. I mean, it shouldn't have as much armament as like the standard Fury, but it would be cool if they gave you even 1 or 2 size 1 guns, so you have something to do in a fight potentially. But I've said the same thing about the missile variant of the Fury. It also doesn't have any guns once you run out of missiles, and you get a lot of missiles for such a little ship. once you're out of missiles, there's just nothing to do in a fight. You're just like hanging out, providing moral support, telling the rest of your party that you believe in them and that they can do it. And like even like 2 size 1s, that's very little damage. And they could give it a small capacitor, but it would give you something to do. Nope, didn't mean to drop it. Pick that box up. Open the door. Look at all this room for activities back here. Fit cargo or... Yeah, so the boost recharges faster. Yeah. I'm curious how the Fury will fit into the racing meta. Which it's cool that Star Citizen has, like, you know, best practices for what racing ships should be. Which ones are better. Alright, so we've got two packages on this planet to drop off, one on the next one. So we'll drop off the ones on the planet first. Oh, mass reduction, yeah. I think a lot of it is also just boost. Like, you get your boost back faster. Because it's not going other places. Because even if you have your weapons on the ship, if you turn your weapons manually off, I think it does something to your boost. Wouldn't guarantee that. I am not an expert racer. Even really an intermediate racer. I've dabbled in it a little bit, and I'm pretty solidly mediocre. But it is kind of fun. It's a neat thing they have in the game, and it's a neat excuse to, like, make some interesting terrain, or give you a reason to fly around current terrain. And there's bad guys here. Somewhere. He's off. Off in the distance, and he's not coming at me. Yeah, I think racing might be one of the times where I run stick and mouse, and I think that 2 sticks might be a little easier. But stick and mouse is, I like it for combat. And lo, I have your package, sirs. Oh, somebody left their Rock DS out here. I mean, kind of funny that somebody owns a Rock DS. It is probably my least favorite ground vehicle. Although I would like to do a Wednesday stream eventually with rock mining. 139278. Packages even have tracking numbers. Basically a video game. Yeah. Now, I would like it. I know, or I think, like in Star Citizen's past, they had delivery missions where you could rank up and you would go further across the system, like between planets. I would like to see that again. So there's a little more progression other than just like, hey, instead of 1 box, here's 3. And that would also, you know, that'd be kind of fun because it would lend itself to this being a relatively chill gameplay activity. Because you'd just be flying around. Alright. 1 down. Yeah, I know that they're working on that, and I would love it if that became an actual thing, where I could use a, you know, instead of like box delivery missions, you have like cargo, like a certain number of SCU of cargo, and you don't have to buy it. You just have to go pick it up and then drop it off. Because I feel like that would add to the verisimilitude of the game, because a lot of the time, like, not everyone is just buying a bunch of stuff and like, hey, I'll find someone to sell this to for more. Like, if you're a space trucker, then somebody's going to pay you to haul stuff from point A to point B. And it would also make it more approachable for newer players, or like at the start of a patch when you don't have as much money. Because you're hauling somebody else's cargo. Although you know, that might be a bit of development work, because you've got to, like, do you prohibit the player from selling that cargo to someone else, or do you like make them put down a deposit? I know I've referenced it already, but that would be kind of like the way EVE Online does it for delivery missions. Yeah, it would be cooler for piracy. It would be cooler for piracy, especially depending on what the penalty was. Although if they do it for piracy, you'd almost have to have the player put down a deposit. Because otherwise, like, you know, I could be in league with you, who's being a pretend pirate. I pick up a cargo mission, and then you pirate me. Except, you know, like, I come to a place where I know you are, you take the stuff and sell it and split the money with me. There's all those weird edge cases that they've got to think about with... Yeah, insurance for it, yeah, that would be cool. That would be very cool. Oh, we got an abandoned Carrack, an abandoned Cutlass Black, and a Cutter. More free fly ships. Love it. Ooh, the Carrack's not abandoned. Don't kill me, Carrack. Don't sit on my head and squish me. We're in an armistice zone. Let's all be cool. That was... Oh, that's why that wasn't a great landing. Hey, it helps to put your landing gear out. Yeah, no deposit. But then if there's no deposit, the player would have to maybe lose something if they fail the mission. Although maybe they could just go in debt to that specific like organization and not be offered any missions until they pay it back. That would kind of let new players get into it, but it would also prevent you from exploiting it by letting your friends pirate you repeatedly. Yeah, and that would be kind of like the way EVE Online did it, Caffeine. If it was, you know, you would put down a deposit. I would know. I did a lot of space trucking in EVE Online. Although that was cool because you could do it for other players. Which someday, if they had that in this game, I would absolutely love it. You know, more of a player-driven economy. And it would also be cool if players could, like, sell things in hubs, because right now they've They've split up where all the useful items are, all over the place, just to make you run around. And it would be super cool eventually if people could, like, move them, you know? So if I based out of Bajini Point, I could take my C2 and, like, buy stuff that people want, and then maybe somehow set up a kiosk or at, like, an auction house at Bajini Point and sell things there. Alright, so we got an ad break coming up, and I think we're going to take a break for a couple minutes during that. I have elected to chunk all the ads into hourly big boy blocks, and that prevents them from coming up more frequently, and also prevents the like pre-rolls that people get if you're not a subscriber. If I do a big enough chunk hourly, then Twitch lets me just have people come in without getting any ads, which is cool. Because nobody, I don't know, I don't want to come into a stream and then immediately be prompted with a Geico ad. That's all up for potential revision. We just hit affiliate this weekend, so big thanks to everybody who followed and watched to help me get there. I really appreciate it, but I'm still figuring out how the settings work and the channel points and the blah 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 blah. It's a process. Yeah, super appreciate you you being here, super whatever. You've been tuning in a lot. Alright, so we got this one last package. Oh. Alright, we are actually going to go on ad break. Hello, subscribers, you wonderful people. No, I figured, you know, if it's an hour spaced apart, that gives the opportunity, you know, for like everybody viewing too, to get up and grab some water, use the little spaceman's room. Because hydration is important. We'll wait another 15 seconds before I switch back, just so everybody can be here. Alright, and we're back. Thank you guys for waiting through that. I hope you also got up and grabbed a snack or a drink, or an adult beverage, or whatever suits your fancy. Yeah, Rev, no, that makes sense. I think, I was talking to Rev about... I kind of want to set up a website, not so much for self-promotional activities, but like... maybe like a Star Citizen Guides resource. There is the starcitizen.tools wiki, which is amazing, and it seems to have some awesome volunteers behind it. And they do a great job of being a wiki. But I'm old enough, I remember you used to be able to search things on the internet, or go to like websites that you knew about, and find useful stuff on a website that wasn't a YouTube video. Like, YouTube is cool, but sometimes I just want directions, or like a guide, or just helpful tips. And I think having some sort of resource like that would be cool. Yeah, or a wiki, but like an opinionated wiki. Because just having the... you know, like, I'm sure the Star Citizen Tools Wiki has a, like, list of keybinds somewhere. But I think it would be more useful for, like, hey, here's your first 10 minutes in Star Citizen. Because you log into the game, nothing makes sense. You could watch a video and, like, try to follow along with the video, but then that's kind of annoying, because you're like, oh, pause, go back 10 seconds. What did he say I did to open doors? But if it was just like, hey, here's 30 steps. Yeah, you search the internet, you go to a forum post or Reddit, and there's nothing wrong with Reddit, but it's also inconsistent. And I think a manually curated site might be something people like. Might be a fun project, so I was talking with Rev about how he would host that, because I had my thoughts, and his are pretty close to mine on where he'd put it. Although I would probably put it in like Linode or DigitalOcean or something, because I don't have a home Kubernetes cluster, nor do I have any interest in acquiring one, and my internet couldn't take it anyway. Alright, let's put the landing gear down this time. Bloop. Yeah, I've used DigitalOcean before, so I'm just comfortable with it. And their pricing, I think Linode has probably pretty similar pricing, but for the lower tiers when you're just starting out, it's so dirt cheap that it's hard to be mad about. They've got those $5 a month droplets, and you pay in a prorated hourly fashion, so if you hose it up and start over, you can just pop it right back in there, and you're not really out anything significant. It's our third of 3 deliveries. And like a good chunk of a Star Citizen resource website could be links to other stuff. You know, like it could have some basic info about mining, but then point to someone's like nicely compiled mining guide with a link to their site and credit given where it's due. But it would maybe just provide a bit of a more central clearinghouse to have that. Yeah, that was my weird thought of the day while I was outside playing ball with the dog, and my brain said, hey, have you considered... Also, if you're just joining in, welcome. We are running some delivery missions in Star Citizen tonight. Every Wednesday we do like a introductory series on all the different careers in Star Citizen, and we've done a lot of stuff already. We've done PvE bounties, we've done cargo hauling, we've done salvage, mining, and tonight we're doing delivery missions. Kind of determined to go through all of it. Just kind of show it to people, you know, be a resource for new players. Walla walla walla. All the Art Court mining. Groovy. I'll take it. So get back into the atmosphere so I can quantum. And yeah, so this is pretty much what the delivery missions look like. The big variable is just how many packages. It's like 1 to 5. The only ones that vary are the ones that tell you to go to either a derelict outpost, or I think it's called, we just looked at it, but it fell out of my brain. They're called Retrieval Op. And that is, yeah, that one takes you, you can see it here, Derelict Outpost. And that one will involve FPS PvE. So you gotta shoot at people to get the package. And they don't pay much more. And they're kind of a pain. Just because of the FPS combat AI. Especially when it's out in the open. Just be real mean. Prisoner, thank you very much for the follow. I appreciate it. Do you play Star Citizen, or just kind of taking a look at the game? But yeah, I stay away from the derelict outpost missions. They can be okay, especially if you have a second person who can fly around in a ship and shoot the people on foot, and also save you if you potentially get shot. Just because when you FPS people, or the AI FPS, just sometimes is like a ridiculous sniper and will just 360 no-scope you across the derelict outpost. And that's no fun. Also, they don't pay that much, so if you wanted to do that kind of content, just do bunker missions. Oh my lord, how bad are my headlights? Come on. Not on? Go gadget headlights. Okay, something flickered there, but didn't seem significantly better before or after, so heck it. We'll do it live. Grab this box. Let's see. What else is going on in the world of Star Citizen? They published a, is it like roadmap roundup today? Which is not the same as a progress report. Whatever that means. And it's real obtuse to read, but they actually lowered the number of devs working on server meshing from like 27 to 25 or 25 to 23. Which I actually think might be a good thing. Maybe that means they're within spitting distance of an actual product. Gosh, I hope they're not giving up. Although, again, like, would load screens between systems be the worst thing? I know eventually they don't want to have that, but no, I would guess that they're either close enough to a tier 1 implementation that they like needed those other two people elsewhere, or it's just, it means nothing. I don't know why they'd even tell us, and they're just shuffling people around a little bit. Like, hey, we had, you know, Keith on the server meshing team, and he's actually bad at that kind of netcode, but he's good at this other thing, so let's move him over there. He's gonna go work on some top secret Squadron 42 thing, or the bounty hunting V2 mission, back-end stuff. Who knows? they sure aren't gonna tell us that much. It's kind of how they do these days. But yeah, I don't think they're giving up, and I feel like there's gonna be a significant update about it at CitizenCon, because otherwise people are just gonna riot. I mean, it's been long enough. There should be an update in a decent time frame. But who knows? I kind of expect little and hope for all of it. I do think there's probably, like, I know they're doing the Cutter variants. The Fury LX is going to come out sometime. The Crusader Spirit line of ships, those 3 ships. I think 1 or 2 of those will come out at or around CitizenCon, but I would suspect that they're also going to release either something as a bit of a surprise that is like a largish or interesting concept. We'll see. There's all kinds of stuff they could do. I think like a mid-sized salvage ship could happen. I also know that a long time ago there was a file somebody found for another Argo ship. It wasn't the Argo SRV, like the tow truck guy. It was like an Argo. It was another TLA and or 3-letter acronym. It was like an Argo construction ship that could fabricate stuff, is what it sounded like. So who knows? Or maybe they're done with the Banu Merchantman and they're just gonna surprise release it. Doubtful, but anything's possible, right? I don't know. I don't really worry that much about them. Oh, there's 2 packages in 2 different buildings. It's like, why did I park all the way over here like a ding-dong? I don't worry too much about them, like, moving 2 people off of server meshing. Because, honestly, 30 people is a lot. And it's one of those things where, you know, it's not like 3 women can work together and make a baby in 3 months. Like, sometimes development just takes time. And throwing more people at it might not help. It's anybody's guess. It's all speculation and guesswork. I am kind of excited for the ship showdown to be over, and everyone and their mother will have a Corsair for the next month-ish. That will be cool for new players. I feel like that's one of the better totally free ships. I know that there was a whole movement to get the Terrapin to win. That would have been a cool meme. But I think the Corsair is a better experience. Like, other than not having better sensors as a quote-unquote exploration ship, you know, all of the Corsair's features, for the most part, are in-game. It's a big guy with a bunch of cool guns and some turrets. What's not to love? Although, if this many new players crashed their 600 eyes at outposts, I'm looking forward to seeing all of the Corsairs that crash, because they have those wings that fold down, and you have to fold the wings back up manually, separately than the landing gear coming out. And that is going to throw some people off. Because I totally forgot about that for a while. I got the Corsair and would repeatedly try to land with my wings down, and then the ship would hop around and deal damage to itself. Ooh. Alright, so this is where, if our multi-tool works, this can be an easier way to move around. Ooh. Yeah, this server is really struggling. It doesn't really want me to bring my multi-tool out at all, so we're just gonna walk. Welcome to the Star Citizen Roleplay FedEx Delivery Guy stream. I could turn my proximity voice comms on, and if I see another player, ask them to sign for packages. Alright. Got all three. And isn't, you know, at its heart, isn't all Star Citizen somewhat, roleplay-ish? Because, you know, there's so many things that aren't optimized, and maybe you're not doing the thing that gives you the most credits per hour. But there's plenty I do in this game just because it's fun. Now, because there's no reason to stack up credits infinitely if you've got the ships that you want. So it just becomes like, what space activities would you like to engage with today? We've got 2 of them to drop off on this planet. Go. A couple different mining areas. Yeah, the dog is zonked out. I took him outside 4 or 5 times today to play ball. The weather was nice. It's been so hot that I can't really take him out for very long in the heat of the day. It was pleasant out today, so we went outside and played ball, and then I went to the convenience store to buy some energy drinks. I took him with. Like, bros going for a car ride. He loved it. Got to stick his nose out the window and look at the people at the gas station. I parked at the gas station, and I actually moved my car because we were parked next to somebody in a Subaru Outback that had 3 Datsuns sitting in the back, Dachshunds, however you say it. And I really didn't want Bunker to freak out and try to eat them, and, like, eat my car in the process. That'd be sad. If he ate all the upholstery because he was trying to go eat some wiener dogs. Alright, so here is our first package drop-off. We might do this one, and then I might try one of the spicy missions, just to say I did. Down. Bloop. We are good. One thing to keep in mind with these missions, if you... Like, the Cutter's pretty good about it, but with a lot of ships, there's a chance that the boxes can phase through the ship and get into a weird state. So the best practice, especially if you're on something older like an Aurora, is to actually put them on the bed in the ship. because it adds like an extra layer of, you know, collision between your box and the outside world. Same thing with like the Cutlass Black. It's tempting to just throw them in the cargo bay, but I've actually had them fall out. So if you take them into that front part of the ship and set them on a bed, then you protect yourself from server shenanigans a little bit. Tried to go to the wrong building. That would have made for an upset recipient. Although I suppose the mission wouldn't complete until I put it in the right place. Unlike, you know, when I drive for Uber Eats and I put stuff up, or I drop stuff off in the right place, and then people tell filthy lies about not getting their food. There. I wish these red chests had guns occasionally. Because I always wear the same armor. So they're really not that enticing to me. Armor's so cheap, I just buy like 20 sets of the this yellow armor that I like. So I look at the red chests, but there's really nothing that I want in them. Because I'm a simple spaceman, and I'm perfectly happy wearing the same armor. Which, now that I think of it, is kind of funny, because in real life I own 5 or 6 pairs of the same pair of pants. I just don't. I don't see why you'd need more. It's easy to just remove that from the decisions that you have to make when you start your day. So we got 2 more boxes left on this run. And it's not amazing money. I think I've made like 25k so far. Yeah, like 30 something. Did I do this? No, that's the one that's not on the planet. Are they both? Yeah, they're both on the planet. Okay, or other moon. I do have to go over here. I was trying to make sure that I didn't have any more on this moon. So that I could be efficient. Kind of like how, what is it, UPS tries to never turn left. They like program everything so that they only turn right. Because it's easier. Saves time. If I'm going to be a space delivery man, I want to have that level of efficiency. Ooh, are both of these going to the same place? Wouldn't that be convenient? Humboldt Mines again. Alright. And away we go. Also, if you are just dropping by, welcome. We are running some delivery missions tonight in Star Citizen. It's not the most exciting time that you could have in Star Citizen, but I enjoy it. You know, especially if I've just got like a little bit of time to play and I really don't feel like shooting things or exercising my brain too hard, I will occasionally do one of these. Even though I've got ships that give me much more profitable options. But this can be entertaining. And I do think it's a good mission for new players. probably the best option if you're a new player in Star Citizen is to play with somebody more experienced and have them show you how things work, because the game can be a little obtuse. But if you're on your own, you just looking for like, hey, what should I do first once I figure out how to walk around the city and undock my ship? Delivery missions are a good option. They get you to fly around, they make you navigate with the MOBA glass, engage with the world around you, but in a pretty safe way. Doors on this other side. Here. And put the old cutter down. Beautiful landing. 9 out of 10. And, okay, so this is the drop-off location for both of these remaining packages. Arbitrarily pick this one. Now you should, you know, in general, if you're being safe, I always close the ramp after I get out, just to prevent stowaways. Sometimes it's fun to live dangerously. Alright, so box number 1. Please accept, thank you, sir. And let's go grab box number 2. Other fun thing that will, like, confirm to be coming out with 3.20 is mantling. So basically your character gets better at grabbing a ledge and pulling themselves up. So if you park to where the ramp is like a little bit off the ground, but you can get your torso up to it, then you'll be able to grab it and pull yourself up. Also, the side doors on the Cutlass Black will not be exit-only doors anymore. Because you can grab the ledge and pull yourself up on them, which is cool. Alright, contract complete. 9,000 credits. So many space bucks. I mean, it's really not that many. This is not, like, the meta for making a UEC. Really just something you can do. Alright, let's see what other missions we have. Let's switch it up. Let's do one of the spicy delivery missions. Yeah, they're better, but I do think the 70k ones... Oh yeah, there's the 45k. There's, yeah, they involve... So this one you can't quantum, which is interesting. I don't know how far you take it. But we're gonna try this one that goes to a derelict outpost. Maybe this will all end in disaster. But if so, you guys will be here to chuckle at my misfortune. I want to say at one point I had ground up the delivery missions until I was getting like 45k, but I don't know if they rebalanced them or what. I don't think I've gotten the 70k yet. As far as grinding missions recently, I did such a push to get the max bunker missions that didn't really do a lot of other ones. Alright. Go see what's going on with this derelict outpost. So we will quantum to the closest point of interest. Go check it out. Hopefully it's not totally dark there, but it's light here, and I think that one's basically on the other side of the planet, so it might be dark. We'll find out. Alright, well, poop. It's pretty dark over here. But we have headlights. We'll figure it out. And it's not too far away from the point of interest, 20 kilometers. Not horrible. So, let's go see how many bad guys are hanging out here. Huh, there's another crashed Origin, or abandoned Origin 600. That's great. There we go, there's my headlights. They're not great, but they are headlights. Usually there's bad guys on foot here. I think they're bad guys. And we will very dishonorably shoot them from the ship. Why are there... There's like party icons on dead bodies here. Alright, we got that guy. Bloop. Yeah, I mean, it's way easier to shoot these guys from... And that's the thing, like, the cutter is not the most potent ship, but it's more than enough to, pretend like you're a helicopter gunner and try to level the odds on this fight. As some smart people have said, if you're not winning, you're not cheating hard enough. So, if I can bring a spaceship to an on-person gunfight, on-foot gunfight, I will. Is there one more over there? Let's look. Hello? Anyone else here? And angry at me being here. Okay. We're gonna park so that I have some cover when exiting. Go. Yeah, that'll do. And we are just going to try to use the tractor beam and just, like, get the package out of there. Real sneaky-like. Because if there's more bad guys on the other side of the compound, I don't want to deal with them. Oh, don't fail me now, tractor beam. I must have parked on a rock or something. My ship is jiggling about. There we go. See, and that wasn't so bad, but if I hadn't killed those 3 or 4 guys from the ship, sometimes, I mean, if you just don't notice one, they can down you pretty quickly. We don't want that. And also, they have a mission where you fight bad guys to pick up the package. Now, they should add a mission where you fight bad guys to drop off the package. You could be like a Star Citizen process server. Like, go drop off some divorce papers that this person doesn't want. All their friends are going to shoot at you. They should submit that idea. Or, like, ship repo papers. Yeah, the cutter is... Cutter's just nice. I mean, it's a lot of the advantages of the Cutlass Black with, like, easy entrance, a convenient ramp. But it's just smaller. You know, it's much less good in combat. But it's not supposed to be. It's just like a little runaround. / starter ship. I'm not sure if you can cram... I think you might be able to cram the very... like the PTV, like the very smallest ground vehicle into it. But I don't know that you can quantum with it, because it, like, hangs out of the ramp. I should try that at some point for science. See if I could fit it in there without blowing it up. How much is the... cutter compared to the... Oh, compared to the Avenger Titan? In real money, if you pledge, the starter pack with the cutter is 65 instead of 45. But that's the whole starter pack. I think the ship by itself is 40 or 45. It's pretty cheap, pledge-wise. And then... in-game, I want to say the cutter is like 600k to 800k. I don't remember. I don't know if you remember how much the Titan is in-game, but I do not off the top of my head. Alright, we're back to Humboldt Mines again. They really want me to come back here repeatedly today. Sir, I have a package for you. There were... Uh-oh. Can't park like that. What just happened? Oh. Ugh, bad parking job. I'm sorry, Cutter. I extolled your virtues, and then I rolled you onto your side in a most barbaric fashion. Alright. Oh, this has a... like a radiological warning. Radioactive warning. I don't know what those criminals were doing with it, but... or why we're turning it over to this mine and not the proper government agency, but I guess they can have it. I mean, they paid me several thousand credits. Oh, biohazard warning. Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's still sketchy. Maybe more sketchy. Because I feel like a mining operation might have a need for something radioactive. Sensor equipment. But why would they ever need something with a biohazard warning? Maybe because they're secretly doing something dark and secretive. Look at that poor little crashed Aurora. They're mining something living, yes. They are mining the great old one that lives under the surface of Lyria. What does that remind me of? That reminds me of the Mystery Flesh Pit National Park. I don't know if anyone has ever heard of that. If you haven't, you should look it up. It's this, like, fake national park this guy made about a giant creature being found, I want to say in rural Texas or the Southwest. And there was, like, a national park there, and then it all went wrong. I know that has nothing to do with Star Citizen, but if you haven't heard of Mystery Flesh Pit National Park, you owe it to yourself to do a quick Google. Alright. What do we got? We got QT-sensitive cargo. Ooh, there's the $45,000 one. Order is waiting to be taken. Hey, Empress, how's it going? We are just doing some chill delivery missions tonight. Oh, this one might not... I think this is one that goes to a derelict outpost or somewhere sketchy, so we're gonna take it. Now, what would be real funny is if one of these missions had a ship combat event tied into it, and I got to, like, fight off a Cutlass Black in the cutter. But we have so far completed, I want to say 4 or 5 delivery missions without dying, and one of them was even to a derelict outpost where we got to shoot some bad guys. Which was super exciting. Okay, so we're supposed to collect 3 packages. Yeah, on the last one I didn't shoot anybody on the ground. I just hovered around with the cutter and shot them from like 20 meters above with the ship guns. Because I didn't want to get sniped by some NPC in the dark. Then I'd get mad, and then I'd have to come back with my Cutlass Red, and it would turn into a whole thing. Should have been sniped. Well, I didn't get sniped, though, because I was reasonably... Wait a minute. They're having me go to a bunker. Normally there's bunker missions here. Ooh, are there gonna be bad guys in the bunker? Hey, Holiday, how's it going? Thanks for stopping by. We are doing some delivery missions in Star Citizen tonight. Ooh. Guys, this might get interesting if the bunker is full of bad guys. But no, delivery missions, just kind of showing to people. They're not the most exciting, but they're kind of fun to do, and they're a good good introductory mission for new players. So I kind of wanted to showcase them. Oh, 4-mile walk. That's a good walk. I did not take Bunker for a walk today, but I did play ball with him many times because he was full of energy. And then I kind of went to the convenience store for no good reason, just so that I could put him in the car and take him with, because he loves car rides. And he enjoyed it. He got to look at other convenience store patrons suspiciously. Alright, I don't know if there's bad guys in this bunker. Like, is this why it pays $45,000? Or are they going to send me to a derelict outpost later? Those look like good guys. Nope. What? That was a good guy? Oh no. Okay, that was a good guy wearing weird clothing. Don't shoot me. I'm sorry. That was... I have never seen a good guy wearing a shirt and tie. I'm a criminal. Oh no, this is all ended in disaster. And now I have, now I'm gonna have... I got a crime stat of 3. So I'm gonna have a bounty. And, oh no, my cutter's already dead. Oh, cutter. RIP. Yeah, I guess this was the business bunker. Well, okay. Well, we're almost on 2 hours. I might as well just go back inside and murder everyone. And get sent to jail. I didn't rob him. I wasn't here to rob people, I'm just here to be a delivery man. I mean, if there's a peaceful delivery man walking around your facility, and you've never seen him before, why would you just pop out of elevators not wearing standard guard armor and carrying a gun? Guy in the middle there, but he's... See, there's another one! What are these it says security personnel. Yeah, that guy too. Alright. Well, now this is silly. Not horribly long, because I'm gonna have a player versus player bounty issued on me. And I have no ship. Ah, my gun just failed to... Okay. It, like, desynced and didn't reload right away. Well. Here we all are. Well, now I have a crime stat 4. Oh, wait, is that a criminal? Yeah, those are Nine Tails. Okay. So now we know for next time. Yeah, I can kill the player and take a ship, but... not the best at PvE. It's definitely possible. I'm gonna have to loot a gun soon. Okay, so I was correct. There are bad guys here. There's just also good guys that are dressed... Oh man, that good guy died all dramatically. That makes me feel bad. Alright, we'll judo this guy. Let's get on and collect his bounty. Oh, change stream title to Murderer on the Run. You know, I am a murderer on the run, and I feel a little bad about it, but... So there's bad guy NPCs that spawn with, like, a purple tie. Yeah, that guy. So I saw the tie, and I thought, this is a bad guy. because apparently I thought that in the world of Star Citizen, good guys don't wear ties. I was wrong. Apparently there's just business people that populate certain bunkers and wear ties. Oh, geez, they're upstairs, too. So yeah, that guy with the purple face mask, he is an actual bad guy. Well, it doesn't really matter on this mission anymore, because everybody's gonna shoot at me. Yeah, I thought Star Citizen would be too real. That was a good guy. Battery first degree against Thurston Conway. I like how they give the good guys names, so like you didn't just kill Nameless Guard 5. Okay. Oh, that's... So this guy... Oh, man. What is he doing here? He's got... Crusader model shirt, but we're not in Crusader. You know what? I think that this is all very suspicious. And, I'm not that sorry about it. Well, I could ask somebody to pick me up. That is an option. Yes, like it... Thank you. Thank you, Rev. It is hard to tell sometimes. I know, I got the slacks, and part of me... Oh, somebody just took my bounty. Oh, and this elevator seems to be going... Okay, thank you. You can tell somebody... I think when it flashes like that, it means someone took your bounty mission. But we are, yeah, coming up on 2 hours. We got an ad break coming up, so I will probably call it there. I appreciate everybody coming by. I appreciate all the new subs. It really helps support the channel. And will help me do giveaways and cool stuff in the future. Ooh, I could dress like them and lay on the ground. That's not the worst idea. Oh shit, there's another cutter here. Whose cutter is this? Wait, is this my cutter? I don't think this is my cutter. Doors aren't opening. Oh yeah, I'm stealing this ship. So you can shoot the doors on ships, and it generally... Yeah, I want it to be my cutter. Oh shoot, I wonder, as soon as I jump into it, are they going to get mad? Did I just punch a door open? Yes? Oh, do I need to punch it more? I mean, I'm within a shield. I might have... Oh, there we go. Oh, how did everything go so wrong? Okay, so the turrets might just nuke me, but I'm going to try to make a run for the cockpit. Yep, this is somebody else's cutter. Maybe. Can I turn it on fast enough? Probably not. Oh no. Oh. Yeah, it was already turned on, so it kind of threw me. Because I tried to turn it on, and then I realized that I needed to. Yeah, the slacks are gone now. The slacks are gone. Right, if it were mine, there'd be... Well, the good news is... I'm in a... Yep, so this is prison. This is what happens when you do a crime oopsie. But it conveniently happened near the relatively planned... Right, the corporate resistance is over. I have a 15-hour time until release. Now, I could... Inmate maintenance opportunity. Prison episode. Yeah, I mean, this is a prison episode now. Everything has gone... terribly. 2,000... What is this? 5,000 merits? 5,000... 5,000... divided by 60, divided by 60. So that would give me an hour off my sentence. Yeah, or I could prison break. Also, why are there so many seasons of prison break? Like, why they keep breaking back in and doing stuff? It's weird. But yeah, I am going to call that... Oh. Call that for the night, those of you who are still here with me. I super appreciate it. We will be back Saturday at 8:30 for Space Shenanigans, and possibly Friday night. I don't know, I'm thinking of adding some time... I'm playing some different games, switching it up. Company is committed to legal rehabilitation. While most yeah, thanks for coming by, Rev. We understand that everyone has a story, a point of view. And I will talk at y'all later. You have a great evening, and thanks for being here, everybody.